back. Great to be doing another console button mapping guide. Today we're going to be looking at Symmetra 3.0. As you can see, the PTR was just released, early released for consoles. We've got it downloaded. As you can see, with just the menu bar down here, it's separated into only 3 sections now. Support, tank, and in the middle, lots and lots of DPS. They just call it damage now, so no distinction between attack or defense. So is Symmetra a defense character or an attack character? We actually don't know and may never know. One might say that she's a defense character, but all that aside, she is definitely going to be doing some damage. Let's take a look at her buttons. Your too long didn't read. Her primary fire is going to be on R2 or R trigger. Her secondary fire is going to be on L2 or left trigger. Her turrets are going to be on R1 or right bumper, and your teleporter is going to be on L1 left bumper. Now let's get into it.
The true enemy of humanity is
Jump will be on X, and we also have an interact button now, and the interact button will be on L3, and I'll show that when we get around to the teleporter. Her photon projector now works a lot like Zarya's beam. It has a 10-meter range, and it still charges up like her old beam does. This time it charges up at 60 DPS, then 120, then 180. The only thing is that it doesn't lock on now. It will use 7 ammo per second, and if you're going against shields, you will actually gain 7 ammo per second. So you will start gaining ammo back, so it's great as a Reinhardt tank buster. And the general strategy with that would be to charge it up on the shields, and then to go straight to the person after you're done charging up the energy on the shields. It has a range of 10 meters, of course, and then reload in 1.8 seconds. The reticle, if you keep it on the default, it will be perfect for getting just in their hitbox. So if you have your reticle on default and it's this big circle like this, it will do 2 things very well. One, you'll be able to tell when her secondary charges up all the way, and then you will also know where your beam will hit. But if you look, it doesn't actually lock on like Zarya's beam anymore. So that's what's going on there. Her secondary attack is called Energy Ball. Charge it up with L2 or left trigger, and then shoot it. It charges up in 1 second, and it does between 10 and 120 damage depending on the charge. Full charge is very deadly. Let's take a look at the health bar of one of these guys when I shoot it. Look at that, more than half. So you will take out all 250 health heroes in 2 shots, if you can land them both. They do go a lot quicker, but not so fast that you could really accurately predict it. But firing it into a crowd of oncoming people into the death ball will certainly do a ton of damage. Let's look at her abilities now. First is R1 Sentry Turret. Sentry Turret now doesn't deploy as normal, where you set it and build it on the ground. You actually fire it like a projectile. That projectile is targetable and destroyable in the air. It will continue to go until it stops, and you can only have 3 turrets on the board at a time. As I throw one will get destroyed. But when they hit, when they deploy like this, they're essentially 2 turrets in 1. So here, they will slow them down as if 2 turrets were on them. So right now all 3 are on that one. It's like 6 from the old Symmetra. I'll just throw them all right above the door here. And they do the same amount of damage. What do? They each have 30 health, and they will do 60 DPS, damage per second. And then multiply that by 3, of course, that's 180 DPS. You can deploy 3 at a time, 10-second cooldown, and 0.7 second casting time. So, it's very good. Get those out of the way for just a moment. I want to talk about the teleporter here. The teleporter is a new and advanced ability. This one you do build like normal. You can place it up to 25 meters away, all the way over there, or all the way up there, or all the way up there. Puts the one teleporter up there and the one teleporter right here. You stand in it until you see where it says teleporter. This is your interact button, that L3. Ooh, and did you hear those little dings? Ding, 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 ding. It means your teleporter is going to go away. Your teleporter has 300 health. It lasts for 10 seconds and has a 12-second cooldown and a 1-second casting time. You can teleport many, many things with this thing. Why am I